once again with the IMF. Well, Pakistan's IMF, the big problem, because the International Monetary Fund has set up some very, very stringent conditions. Pakistan's growing financial troubles is not meeting anybody who is ready to pull them out of this financial quagmire. The traditional allies are saying, sorry, we are not loosening our purses anymore. Pakistan needs $6.6 billion, and the IMF is saying, reduce your military expenditure and put a pause to your nuclear intent and your nuclear program, especially your long-range nuclear program. Third session of virtual talks for staff-level agreements have remained inconclusive. The IMF has set 5 conditions for Pakistan. That include Pakistan must cut its defense expenditure as they feel it is unjustifiable. The IMF has said that if Islamabad wants cooperation, they need to follow the terms and conditions. Condition 1, ladies and gentlemen, cut 15% in your defense budget and military expenses. Condition number 2, abandon long-range nuclear missile program. Condition number 3, third-party audit of Chinese loans and CPEC. Condition number 4, need to bridge financing gap from friendly nations. Condition number 5, political stability and assurance from opposition leaders that they will continue to honor the conditions set by the IMF and agreed by the current dispensation. So governments may change, but you will continue to adhere to the commitments that have been made. Now, even as Pakistan is battling its worst ever economic crisis, Pakistan's Finance Minister Ishaq Dar has made it clear that there will be no compromise on nuclear program and said that nobody has any right to dictate to Pakistan. Listen.
Is there to compromise anything on the nuclear or the missile program of Pakistan? No way. We are responsible citizens of Pakistan. Nobody has any right to tell Pakistan that what range of missiles it can have and what nuclear weapons it has. We have to have our own deterrence. So the delay is not on the part of the government of Pakistan. It has been extensive engagement, unusual, too lengthy, too long, too demanding, but we have completed everything. What IMF is now asking that they should actually complete and materialize those commitments. That's the only delay, and I can assure this House, the moment it is done and staff level agreement is signed, I will make sure that this, together with MEFP, is put on the website of Pakistan.
So Ishaq Dar says most of it is done and no other nation or no other entity can dictate what a sovereign nation can do and what its programs, what it can undertake and what it can't. But he says that we have almost complied with everything. It's a matter of time. IMF doesn't believe thus, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just look at where Pakistan is currently spending its money. The 22-23 budget, 41.58% of this budget is towards servicing its debt. 16% is towards defense services. 0.95% is towards education. 0.2% is towards health. So where are their priorities? And even in that defense expenditure, a lot of that expenditure is masked as civilian expense since the time of Pervez Musharraf, which the IMF wants it to change. Now, why Pakistan needs the IMF loan? The forex reserves are currently at $4.3 billion as per the State Bank of Pakistan. The rupee, the Pakistani rupee has plummeted to 282 Pakistani rupees per US dollar as per the State Bank of Pakistan. The inflation, 31.5% as per the SBP. Per capita income, $1,658 into 2022 as per the IMF. Current external debt is $126 billion as per the State Bank of Pakistan. So who all are Pakistan indebted to? $2 billion from the UAE, $3 billion from Saudi Arabia, $30 billion from China, These are the bigger lenders. And what happens if Pakistan defaults? If Pakistan defaults, it will be unable to repay commercial loans. Central bank will turn down debt repayment. Downgrading of the country's credit rating will happen. Decrease in dollar inflows that will further limit imports. Impact on the economic output, skyrocketing inflation. These are all the issues that they will face. In the past, IMF has bailed out Pakistan so many number of times. 21 loans in the last 70 years itself. So when all did IMF bail out Pakistan? 1960 to 1970, 112,500 was given. Dollars were given in 2 tranches. 1970 to 1980, $330,000 were given in 4 tranches. 1980 to 1990, $28,42,560,000 were given in 4 tranches. 1990 to 2000, that number ballooned, ladies and gentlemen. It went up to $2,95,990,000. 2000 to 2010, then further up. There you go. 8 crore 73 lakh. Beg your pardon. 87 lakh $34,600,000. These are as per the IMF. These are the doles that have gone in, the loans that have gone in when IMF has bailed out Pakistan. This money are figures in Pakistani rupees, not in dollars. They are in Pakistani rupees. I'm just going to check that quickly and get a confirmation. As per the IMF, these are these numbers in dollars? I'm just going to check with my team. It's there flashing at the top of your screen. Let's just confirm. So figures are in SDR. So the figures are in SDRs. Now, Hamid Khan, senior Pak journalist, is with us. Professor Brahma Chalani is also with us, strategic affairs expert. My namaste, gentlemen. This current scenario, Hamid Khan ji.
Yeah.
How is Pakistan planning to get out of this? It's not a healthy situation for any nation to be in.
I fully agree with you that the situation is very grave and it is critical. But as I have said in few other programs, it's not that Pakistan is on a dead end or Pakistan is on a tunnel where it's not going to be ended. The actual problem is that it's the problem of misgovernance. It's the problem of incapability, and we are looking for this year is election year in Pakistan, and if there will be a stable government in Pakistan, there are a lot of other change we are expecting. And second thing is that there is no question, there is a very clear statement from the government of Pakistan as well, that there is no question that Pakistan nuclear assets or nuclear program or anything will be compromised or even questioned at any time with any state from any institution or any monetary institution as well. There is very clear evidence that Pakistan is coming out of this mess, because once Pakistan's agreement with IMF is done, Pakistan will have other support from the friendly countries as well. I mean, I fully agree with you that there is unfortunately a very bad misplanning and bad governance by the current government. But it doesn't mean that Pakistan has lost everything. Pakistan is a very resilient nation, and they will come out of it. It is a matter.
No, Hamid Khan ji, see, there is one point that the government can say and the political leadership can say that nobody can dictate terms to us. But what is priority for this current government or any government in Pakistan is another aspect. Is your priority at a time आपके जेब में पैसा नहीं है, आपको किसी से मांगना पड़ रहा है पैसा? Are you going to take that money and push towards military expenditure, or are you going to push it towards ensuring that the economic hardship of the people of the country reduces? You will also agree that there has been an unbridled access of public taxpayer money for the military establishment, which has also hurt Pakistan, with the military controlling a lot of the industry. From Musharraf ji's time, correct me if I'm wrong, even the pensions have become civilian expenses. How can army personnel or military personnel pensions become civilian expenses?
I'll tell you one thing. I mean, it is lot of propaganda as well that the 61% of the budget goes to the army. It is not like that. I mean, Pakistan, unfortunately, we have 70 years of history of neighboring countries where our army is in a state of war all the time. whether it was 65, whether it was 71, whether it was Kargil, and latest Abhinandan incident. We have to retaliate with our enemy, and that's why Pakistan Army has to keep strengthen itself. That is the problem. But on the other
can you
hand,
believe your own argument, sir? Can you believe your own argument? In India last, according to your former Prime Minister and current Prime Minister, India last borrowed in 1988 from the IMF.
No.
After that, we've not. Okay, you are saying that we are two nations who are constantly at war. We are sitting at more than $600 billion plus of forex reserves today. It a state of constantly at war with Pakistan, and Pakistan is sitting at $4.3 billion, and that too, with that includes $1.1 billion recently released by the IMF. So it's okay for you to push a very strong argument, but braggadocio has to also come with a certain level of pragmatism. Respectfully, Ahmed Khanji, I'm not here to fight and say this, but anything what is happening right now is unhealthy for Pakistan is a reality. You cannot be in denial on that. Brahma Chalani ji, quick word. How can Pakistan get out of this? Can they borrow more? If they continue to borrow more, are they going to alleviate themselves out of this mess?
I'm afraid Pakistan's economic and political troubles are likely to exacerbate. In the coming months, the economic woes will worsen, and that in turn will exacerbate the political turmoil in Pakistan. But let's be clear on one thing. Ever since Pakistan was created, it has lurched from one crisis to another. It's never been free of a crisis. The reason is that our fellow panelist was talking about misgovernance and economic mismanagement. The problem is actually deeper. The problem is a skewed civil-military relationship. The military is unaccountable, and the military was for long interfering in strategic decisions, and it continues to interfere in all strategic matters. But more importantly, it's also now interfering in economic management. It has its own $100 billion economic empire. So, given the lack of accountability, given the fact that the military, the main power in Pakistan, is not accountable, how can Pakistan become stable? How can governance become good? It's impossible unless the civil-military relationship is corrected, which is not possible in the present circumstances, given the fact that the government in office, led by Shehbaz Sharif, is there because of the military support. Without the military support, Shehbaz Sharif will not be the Prime Minister. Given those realities, and given the fact that Pakistan's financial condition is quite bad, I think even an IMF bailout, the $1.1 billion that Pakistan can expect if it reaches agreement with the IMF, even that will not help to stabilize the Pakistani economy. That's the reason why the IMF is insisting that other countries that have pledged bailouts to Pakistan, those commitments should also be honored so that Pakistan has more than $6 billion that it needs to stabilize its economy right now.
No, point made. I have got another dynamic here, limited time, so I'll just move on. See, this is something where you have to get out of denial. And Pakistan